Could Bitcoin really reach $100,000? It's a question that has stirred up a buzz within the crypto community. And while this isn't a straight-up price prediction, it's an analysis of factors that could potentially influence Bitcoin's value. Factors like the unwavering loyalty of Bitcoin holders, the rising interest from retail investors, and the possibility of an ETF approval. There's a lot to unpack here, and it's all quite fascinating. So, without further ado, let's delve into the 5 factors that could support this Bitcoin rise. Firstly, Bitcoiners are simply not selling. This steadfast behavior, known in the crypto community as hodling, creates a scarcity that can drive up the price of Bitcoin. Picture it as a game of musical chairs. As the number of chairs dwindles, the competition heats up. Similarly, as Bitcoin holders resist the urge to sell, fewer Bitcoins are available for purchase, increasing demand and potentially driving up the price. With Bitcoiners holding onto their assets, scarcity is created, potentially driving up the price. Secondly, retail is just starting to join in on the Bitcoin festivities. This fresh wave of interest from everyday investors is a significant factor in Bitcoin's potential rise. We're seeing an uptick in addresses holding smaller amounts of Bitcoin, suggesting more individuals are dipping their toes into the cryptocurrency pool. This increase in retail participation could have a domino effect, attracting even more interest and investment. As retail interest grows, so too could the value of Bitcoin. Third factor is the spot Bitcoin ETF approval. Now, what's an ETF? Simply put, an exchange-traded fund is a type of investment fund and exchange-traded product that's traded on stock exchanges, similar to individual stocks. A Bitcoin ETF approval would mean that Bitcoin is becoming more accepted in the traditional financial world. It would open the floodgates for institutional investors and hedge funds to invest in Bitcoin, driving up demand, and consequently, the price. Now, the likelihood of a Bitcoin ETF approval in the first quarter of 2024 is currently sitting at a whopping 99%. This is enormous. Let's consider the implications. With an approved Bitcoin ETF, the cryptocurrency could potentially become more accessible and attractive to a wider audience, including those who may be hesitant about the direct exposure to the asset. With the Bitcoin ETF approval looking increasingly likely, this could be a major factor in Bitcoin's rise. The fourth factor involves front-running the ETFs and the havening. Front-running, in essence, is the practice of entering into a trade before the majority, based on advanced knowledge. In the context of Bitcoin, this could mean buying in anticipation of a surge in demand when the ETFs are approved. Now, this can lead to a significant price increase as more investors scramble to get in on the action. Next, let's talk about the havening. This is a scheduled event in the Bitcoin world where the rewards for mining are halved, effectively reducing the new supply of Bitcoin. It's happened 3 times in the past, and each time we've seen a substantial rise in Bitcoin's value in the months following the event. The next halvening is slated for the first quarter of 2024, and many believe this will be a major catalyst for Bitcoin's ascent to $100,000. Front-running and the havening could create a surge in Bitcoin's value. The final factor is the expected interest rate pivot. As we approach the end of the first quarter of 2024, financial experts anticipate a significant shift in interest rates. This pivot could have profound implications for Bitcoin. Higher interest rates can often lead to a flight to safety, with investors seeking out assets that hold their value. As Bitcoin has proven its resilience over time, it may be seen as a safe haven in this scenario. The mere chatter about this pivot, whether it materializes or not, could create a climate of uncertainty, making Bitcoin an attractive option for those looking to hedge their bets. This narrative alone could fuel a surge in Bitcoin's price. The expected interest rate pivot could be a key factor in Bitcoin reaching $100,000. So, can Bitcoin really reach $100,000? As we've discussed, there are several factors that make this more than just a dream. We've looked at the resilience of Bitcoin holders, the increasing interest from retail investors, the likelihood of a Bitcoin ETF approval, the anticipation of the havening, and the potential interest rate pivot. All these factors create a fertile ground for Bitcoin's growth. And let's not forget Adam Back, a key figure in the crypto world, expects a Bitcoin price above $100K by the time of the havening. So while no crystal ball can show us the future, these factors suggest that Bitcoin reaching $100,000 is more than possible.